Hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Rising Luna today. It's Jenna, and I'm excited to chat you through this gameplay. I really like this hero. It's newer, and it's got 6 armor already, and for a stronger hero, I think that's a great start. What this hero does is it has a passive that every time Bob's Tavern is refreshed, the minions have a chance to get a special enhancement, like Divine Shield or Taunt. In this case, we got Divine Shield on our dragon, which is actually quite a good enhancement for this card. So this dragon gains 1 attack every time it is attacked. So as long as this rat, which it does, have a minion, we're going to get an increased attack there. So a 2-3 Divine Shield on tier 2 is pretty strong. I don't particularly see a point in staying on tier 1 with the dead guy. We would have a chance to play him, but I think it makes sense to tier a little bit more aggressively. So the dead guy is that one at the very bottom you see with the skull on the left, and if there's an odd number of people left, some of our lowest ranked or health individuals in the lobby have the chance to fight against him one a turn. So I don't love these minions that it refreshed on. We did get that enhancement as the taunt on the 2-2. I may have considered the Selfless if that had gotten the taunt. Taunted Selfless can be pretty strong, or even a Reborn, but I prefer a Selfless, which is that 2-1 death rattle later in the game as compared to this early, when it could buff stronger units. It never really feels that great to lose by 1 health, but that hero is pretty strong early on. I also like the RNG that he does. Oh, buy 4 minions, we could do that pretty quickly. I don't think Smoking Gun is worth it for 35 gold, but I do like RNG, so we'll take the Yogg here. Especially with that dead guy in the lobby, we should be able to tier in hopes of time without taking too much damage. At least that's the hope. Also gave us the chance to refresh. The 2-2 is not too bad here. I don't think we want to freeze for it though. I also like this 1-1 unit. If there are tokens in the lobby, so like this elemental or the 3-1 that we already have, makes it a lot more cost effective, especially on tier 1, since you have the chance to discover a unit of tier 1 if you sell it the same turn, or if you keep it, you can get a little bit stronger units, but tend to have a hard time keeping a 1-1 around. I think that 4-4, the arm, is pretty good right now. We'll have 3 taunts a turn, so that's gonna get us pretty strong. I would consider the 4-4 Quillbore in Bob's Tavern if it hadn't been taunted, but the 4-4 gives you a blood gem every time one of your taunt units dies, so having it taunted doesn't really guarantee that it's gonna stick around. I like these prospects for us going into this battle. Lots of opportunities to grow our minions, having arm, and so these attacks are going to be pretty good for us. I also put the arm last so that it sticks around and has the opportunity to buff our minions. We did not lose. We are kind of looking to lose or tie, not take too much damage ideally. So tiering here is a good opportunity for us to potentially tie and progress our quest. The 3-6 was a good buy here. It's a taunt, so ideally that'll get stronger. Plus it buffs our pirate that we already have. I'm not disappointed by this showing. Let's talk a little bit about my order here. we mentioned why arm is last. We've got all taunt units, so we want to get those taunt units buffed as much as possible. Also really like that 7-9. It's a good unit to keep around. 10-3, strong attack already with Divine Shield. So putting those further on means they have more chances to get attacked, get buffed without dying. This was a great turn. We perfectly tied, didn't take any damage, we're in a good spot, got some buffs, and we're only one off from getting our quest. I do like tier 5. Ooh, Bran, and the 4-5, definitely a freezable turn. I think this worked out really well for us with this search. And so I think by next turn we'll be able to get our quest off. Let's see how the battle goes. Ideally, a tie. We're still getting some buffs. We'll probably lose here just on health. Yeah. Not disappointed with it. It's relatively low damage. And now we get our RNG, so hopefully with Bran this will spur us through the next several battles. This early on, the extra health to the tavern isn't bad for us. 410 with Divine Shield is interesting. We don't have any death rattles though to use with it, so I don't really see the point in snagging it. 610 is a decent pirate. We've got the gold for it, but I'm gonna start with this taunt minion. Getting a little bit of extra attack on Bran will be good since we'll probably keep it around for a bit. That 3164 is pretty big, but makes sense with this hero. He didn't have tons of other units. We still win too. Gotta do a little damage to the top dog. Especially if we're trying to become the top dog. 2 Dark Moon prizes. I normally like this one a little bit later on. It's not bad though, but these aren't my favorite prizes to get. Hogger though, also interesting. We've already got 2 pirates. Hogger could be a good long-term comp for us. I like the 5-4 just because it's normally a little bit easier to triple. Definitely that 7-8 getting the Divine Shield. It's going to be too good next turn. I'm not entirely sure what I want to use my Dark Moon prizes on. Maybe one of the pirates, but I did not quite get that done in time. There's nothing here really that I want a copy of, so I might hold the Discover a minion from your opponent in my hand for a bit longer. Ooh. A golden unit. We'll probably take it just for the triple. We already get a triple here. Had to make sure there were no beasts in, otherwise the 7-10 is always a good option. Well, if someone's playing beasts, of course. It's possible I could have gotten a Murloc, maybe a ball to use before I tossed out the golden, but I wanted to make sure I played my units and saw what my triples were in case they were something I wanted to stick around. The dragon had been good to us, but I think it's time to go pirates and start getting those buffs. APM pirates can be a little bit tricky on the iPad essentially, or just with slow network download. We'll see if we get another Hogger though, so we can really go crazy. Yeah, give us some stats. Of course, not the 6-7. 7-6 is good while we still have Bran around. I probably should have sold the 12-15 first, in case Peggy had given it any buffs. You don't really want to hold something that can steal your buffs. Just gonna search here. I wouldn't really like to triple that salty looter. We'll see. If not, I might sell off the 7-8. I think the 6-7 is still slightly better, but those are our two weakest units right now. We'll see how this battle goes. I think we're pretty strong. The Divine Shield 105 is going to be pretty competitive so far in the game. This is an easy dead guy for us. Let's see what we get. Oh, I don't love that prize. It can really be hit or miss on if it's actually helpful, because most of the time the minions you're buffing are going to be the minions that are good and you want to stick around. But it did make our decision on whether to keep Eliza or the salty looter just a little bit easier. Definitely can't get rid of something that big, and even though the Hogger has the lowest amount of stats, it's such a solid unit. You can't really get rid of it. At least not this early with how much stats we currently have. I don't see a big need to. You gotta play so fast. I'm glad I got that freeze off. 5-5 is not a very good unit here, but no cleave, so well, we do love getting poison into our big unit. It's kind of disappointing that we lost there. But I left Eliza farthest to the right because I didn't think he'd have any cleave. We're fine leaving the 6-6 on here because the stats are still going to go to one of our minions we're keeping around, unlike earlier when we had the gold grubber. We should have sold that before buying anything else. It's gonna be time to get out of the brand soon. We'll definitely want to get some stats out of it, but we need the space to cycle now that we've got a second Hogger. Depending on my current gold and hand allotment, I've been holding on to the Eliza or on and off the 4 or 5 to see if I can triple them. They'd be good units to triple, especially since we just picked up a Divine Shield, which is pretty helpful, especially against dragon, which tend to be pretty large with their Divine Shields. This is a good win for us. I think we can easily beat him again. He'll get bigger, but we've got some pretty hefty units. Oh, that is unfortunate. We should be able to get out of Hogger though before we have our final battle. We don't need to now since we're playing the dead guy. I don't think that I'll need to go full in with my golden Eliza yet. Playing the dead guy means we should have a pretty strong, I would say almost certain chance of beating him. I don't remember him being that big. It's been really nice to be able to keep around this 145-93. Having an extra Divine Shield each turn already, plus a big unit, is really helpful. And it's a taunt unit. I didn't even have to taunt anything myself. Pass the brand up. That was a long time ago. I think we'll keep snagging a lot of pirates. This one's a really nice one to golden, assuming we buy more pirates. Which we should. I was hoping we would triple Hogger a while ago, though. Maybe we'll be able to triple something else, though. We've got a decent amount in hand. Gotta play quickly, though. We do like that 6/6, though. All the gold. Ooh. There's Hogger. I don't want to get our board too small, but we've got enough in hand. We should be good. Definitely play Eliza. Hoping I might find another ending unit. The 11-9 is a pretty crappy unit. This guy is honestly huge. He's trying to scam comp right now, but we're just too big. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.